Hello everybody, it's Nick here with Nick Tolman Music, and today we're going to go ahead and continue our beginner guitar lesson series using Mel Bay's Modern Guitar Method Grade 1. Today we're going to look at page 21, and on this page we're going to learn a new song called Minor Melody. And we're also going to learn a new note, which we haven't learned yet, which is our high A. We'll have a little bit of a discussion on that and an exercise to go along with it as well. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first off, let's talk about this new note. The new note is A. And as you can see here on the top of the page, A is located directly on the first ledger line above the staff. Now A will be played with our fourth finger on the 5th fret of the high E string. Now, me personally as a teacher, I tend to disagree a little bit with the way that the book here presents this note, but really it kind of boils down to definition and how we're thinking about it. So in the middle of the page, it shows notes on the guitar in first position. So let's talk a little bit about positions. What it means by first position is that everything we have learned on the guitar so far has been based with our first finger controlling notes on the first fret. That is first position, okay? So any note that you can play from that position is basically in first position. So you have your first finger controls the first fret, your second finger controls all the notes on the second fret, third finger controls all the notes on the third fret, and your fourth finger would control all the notes on the fourth fret. Now, that creates an instant problem because it's telling us that A is in first position. Really, A is not in first position in any way, except if you were to just stretch up with your fourth finger, play it, and not really move your hand. But me as a teacher, I'm going to encourage you to not really do that. So whenever we have the A, we're just going to do a slight shift to play that note with our fourth finger on the 5th fret of our high E string. But when that happened, you'll notice that there's been a shift, and now my first finger is hovering over the 2nd fret, and second finger is hovering over the third over the 4th, and now my fourth finger is hovering over the 5th fret. That's what we would call second position. And that's totally okay. We don't have to overthink it too much, but just know that that's kind of what's happening. Don't feel like you have to just stretch up to that 5th fret. I would encourage you to just let your hand freely slide. If you were to look at the back of my neck here when I make that adjustment to go up, it's just a slight adjustment up. My thumb is moving up. I'm not like staying planted or anything. Ow, that actually kind of hurt. I'm not planting anything or being tense. It's just a slight adjustment up so I can play that 5th fret with my fourth finger. Right? Cool. So again, our new note is our high A. It will be played with the fourth finger, our pinky, on the 5th fret of the first string, or our high E string. That is A. Cool, so let's go ahead and try this minor melody. We're going to start at 72 on the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready and play. Alright, so you'll notice on this one that the real challenge with this exercise is all of the jumps. You're kind of jumping and skipping strings a lot. and you're gonna probably hit some wrong strings or do some things. You have that shift up to the high A in there, and really the two simplest things that you can do to smooth this out and to make it clean is, one, like we're always talking about, is just start as slow as you need to. So go slow, slow, slow to start, and then slowly build it up. The other thing is isolation is going to be really key on this. Whenever you're dealing with skips and jumps, whether you're skipping strings with your right hand or you're doing stuff with your left hand, isolate those problem places, okay? So maybe there's a bit of a problem spot that could potentially pop up right on the third line on the last four measures. That so any spot that you are having trouble with, please feel free to isolate that section, hit it as much as you need to before moving on or adding other parts to it. Just isolate those problem spots, and it's really going to help you out and smooth things out. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this exercise, notes on the guitar in first position. And this is just kind of a scale exercise. We've done a similar thing in previous lessons. Whenever we have added new notes on a string, I've kind of said, all right, let's walk up and down the notes and kind of get used to what we've got going on. And this is just that. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I'm going to set my metronome at 72. And let's try this. We're just going to play all these notes. This is all the notes that we've learned on guitar so far. Go 1, 2, ready, and play. Nice. Now I'm actually going to play it in reverse. We're going to start on the right and we're going to go the other way. But the idea is just we're working our way down the notes. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and play. Nice. Let's go and try it up at 120. So this is a built-up tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and play. I might even jump that up to about 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Let's maybe even try faster. Here is 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. That's the idea. This is a great exercise, just having your fingers just fluidly move up and down the notes that we've learned so far. And it's a great prep for this next exercise, which is going to utilize all of the strings. So let's go ahead and try the next exercise, hitting on all 6, and we'll start it at 72. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, and play. This exercise is a dexterity exercise. It is all about developing dexterity between your fingers and just building that physical capacity to move around the fretboard. This is an awesome exercise. Please do it a lot. Start slow and master it at various tempos. Build it and play it really as fast as you can. Here's 120 on the metronome so you can hear what it sounds like. But please, build up to 120 and beyond on this. It will only help you, especially where we're using all the strings, all the fingers. This is good stuff. Here we go. 120. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready and play. And there's that. Let's try a faster one just for fun. Here we go. Here it is at 184. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. Great. Oh, I love that exercise so much. It's so good for your left hand. I have a lot of similar exercises to this on my Patreon, so please check it out if you want some more work doing similar type things to this to help build that dexterity in your left hand. All right. Thank you for tuning in today. Please subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.